I often get the question of what my favorite ski area is, and so I thought I would answer it now. But please don't tell anyone. This will be our little secret. If you've seen some of my other videos, then you know that I live in Utah and spend a lot of time at Snowbird and Alta. You also know that my wife and I try to get out to at least one new ski area every year. That way, when people talk with us on the chairlift, we can share our thoughts on some of the places we've been. Naturally, Snowbird and Alta will appear on this list as one area, because I wanted to leave room for 4 other excellent resorts that I have enjoyed. I also have an Alta Bird Pass and will often start at one resort and head to the other on the same day. The other 4 areas may not contain your favorite resort, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. Perhaps I visited your ski area during a dry spell, or have not yet had the chance to ski it. There should be a lot more Canadian resorts on my list, but stupid COVID has canceled all of my planned trips to the Great White North for the past couple of years. I hope to make it up there soon. If you don't see your resort in this video, please feel free to mention it in the comments below. When I first started this video series, I got very few suggestions. Now that I've gained a lot more views, I'm getting great recommendations, and that is helping to shape my ski season for next year. All comments are welcome, even if you don't agree with me or think I'm a rude idiot. Let's get the obvious one out of the way first. I love both Alta and Snowbird. They may not be the best in any one category, but they score high in a lot of them. The extra 1,000 feet of elevation over Park City or Deer Valley makes a huge difference in the snow quality. They also have excellent terrain. I ski over 100 days a year and am still finding runs I haven't skied at both resorts 25 years after making them my home mountains. Just don't ask if you should move here, as I'll probably tell you they are too crowded and the snow isn't that good. My family loves Jackson Hole. We always seem to get there during a storm, and so the snow has never been anything but amazing. They also have excellent terrain that entertains all levels of skiers. While I may have called out the bad behavior of locals in a previous video, they are no worse than the locals of other well-known ski areas like Alta or Squaw Valley. I thought about doing a video of the worst locals, but I'm afraid people would think I was serious. I am often accused of not giving Palisades Tahoe enough credit. Sure, it has huge crowds on weekends because of how close it is to the Bay Area, and snow has been lean in recent years, but if you can get there midweek after a storm, the lines aren't too bad, and the skiing is excellent. I actually love Palisades Tahoe, and have a lot of fond memories there, even though that is where I learned to ski through shrubbery to avoid ski-damaging rocks. As I started to come up with a list of my favorites, Aspen jumped to the top. The reason is that I went there with my wife, and all we could talk about was how fun it would be to bring our kids, who would have had a blast. Of the 4 areas in Aspen, Snowmass is our favorite because we had so much more we could have explored, but ran out of time. Okay, truth be told, we planned to stay 2 more days, but Alta got 18 inches of fresh, while Aspen only got 4. We checked out of our hotel and continued the vacation a little closer to home. I have spent cumulative months skiing Whistler and think it is a great area. It is also the only place I've ever been pond skimming on skis, and yes, I made it all the way across without falling in. I confess, it has been a few years since I was there last, and I'd like to blame COVID for keeping me out of Canada. Now that the border is open again, I'll be sure to swing through there as I add many more Canadian resorts to my list of places skied. There are a number of ski areas that I really enjoy, but had to push them off the list to keep it to just 5. Knowing why I made the choices I did may be helpful, and so I thought I would list some honorable mentions. The first goes to Big Sky, Montana. I love that place, but never ended up getting there this season as they had a rough snow year. I kept hearing from other skiers about how bad the coverage was, and so I never bothered to get up there, and that pushed them off this list. I also wanted to include some of the big Colorado resorts like Steamboat, Winter Park, or Vail. They are great areas and all would make great vacation destinations, but ultimately I stuck with Aspen for the reasons mentioned previously. Mammoth has had an incredible season this year, and I would have liked to add it to this list. Unfortunately, my only knowledge about their season comes secondhand from my buddy Jim, who seemed to call me every other week extolling the premium snow conditions. He then backed up his claims with videos, as he usually does. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to unseat my other favorites. Finally, I completely missed the East Coast this year. My wife and I kept thinking it would have been great to do a New England trip. Then Alta would get hit with a huge storm, and we couldn't justify leaving the amazing conditions here. When we had the dry spell in January and February, the east kept getting warm thaws that melted a lot of the snow. Perhaps that was just the locals trying to keep me from crowding their mountains, but I believed them. Now remember to keep these ski areas quiet. This is our little secret, as I wouldn't want them to get even more crowded than they already are. Feel free to annoy your ski buddies and mention your favorite ski areas in the comments below. I make sure to read all of them and try to reply. Most of the time viewers can sense my humor and sarcasm, but on occasion they can't. In those cases, I apologize sincerely. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button, as I plan to create more videos throughout the summer.